What the fuck is up, spooky bitches? Just kidding, kinda. Hello, friends. Tonight, I am happy to share with you my brief interview with my old friend from way back when, Jessica Holland. So recently, she joined the Strangest Times Spooky Nerds Facebook group and posted an odd story from her youth. And at my behest, she agreed to an interview with her super adorable pet snack, Ivy. Um, so, we swap stories and some personal anecdotes regarding our own spiritual practices, and we laugh at the current state of affairs. It takes a few minutes for us to get to the meat, so if you are inclined to skip some witty banter, go ahead and do so. Skip forward a few minutes. All right, guys, here you go.
I think this hat might be too distracting.
Aw. Okay. You're like, I have 15 layers of hats on currently.
Yeah, actually, surprise. It was on underneath the whole time.
Oh, I just realized that you can't see her. Say hello.
Hello, Snack. What's your name?
Ivy.
Ivy. Gosh, I love snakes.
I did a TikTok with her the other day.
Oh, well, what's your TikTok? Plug that shit.
J Holla 22.
Okay.
I'm putting like massage tips on there for how to like work on yourself at home because no one can get massages right now and it's upsetting.
My girlfriend Rachel's actually studying to get to be a massage therapist right now.
Where's she going?
ACC.
Oh, that's the best program, honestly.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Hold on a second. Sorry.
Get in there. Yeah, yeah. Get in there. Yeah, yeah. Get in there. Yeah, yeah.
Alrighty.
Don't close my screen.
So, again, thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So the reason, for those who aren't aware, you had posted on Spooky Nerds / The Strangest Time on Facebook, a spooky story that you had.
Spooky stars.
So
Oh, she's in my ear.
I would like, I think we would all like to hear you relay that spooky tale. And what one was about the dolls and one was about
Yeah, I'm pulling up my little notes.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, the one I posted about.
Oh wait, before we start, we know each other from Bowie. We both grew up in Bowie. So
Bowie High. I was the only one of my siblings to go there. Everyone else went to private school. People hit each other a lot there.
yeah.
I only got hit once, so I think that I made through pretty well.
I never got, and the only fight I got in was with Andy for my freshman year because I was like talking to his ex-girlfriend or at the time, I don't know, but we fought and he beat me up and he won and then we became good friends afterwards.
Yeah, mine was like an ex story, kind of also like this girl was dating my ex and like they banged in the bathroom or something and everybody was like talking about it.
Wow.
And because they were talking to me about it meant that I was talking shit automatically. So she like followed me after school and was like, we're gonna fight, and I was ignoring her because that's what my mama taught me. And she punched me in my back and I cried because I don't want to fight. Like I like ran to him and I was like, she hit me. And she's like, yeah, I hit her. And then I told my mom, and then my mom called my ex, like, get your bitch in line. And then she said, she was like, oh, you're going to get your mom to fight your battles for you? And I was like, yeah. And I'm going to tell her that you talked to me today too. So I did. And then she called the school and then she didn't talk to me anymore. So
that's how it goes.
I'm a wimp and I'm proud.
It's better not to be honest.
Yeah, like I take out my aggression in my massages. Like
That's awesome. I didn't know you did massage.
Yeah, I've been a massage therapist for like 5 years, which
Oh,
is
yeah.
generally like the life of a massage therapist, like in our career or whatever. I'd like done it randomly here and there for like friends and family for a while.
Well, yeah, I should hook you up with my girlfriend because she's trying to make, you know, become a massage therapist.
If he wants tips, hit me up.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so back to the story at hand, to the spooky tale. So let's get back to that.
Okay, so when I was an angry little teenager, I've been watching too many British shows, so like all my thoughts have accents now. When I was a young lad, I was super mad at my parents for some dumb reason. I went up to my room, whether I was sent there or I went on my own is, I don't know.
Mhm.
But I'm like staring in my vanity mirror, which is like this white wicker vanity set. And I'm like looking at it and I'm crying and I'm mad and I'm thinking all these like terrible thoughts, like ashamed of myself thoughts. And
No shit.
yeah, I'm like staring at myself in the mirror like the true emo does. And it like my face like morphed into this like wolfy demonic thing and scared me immediately. And I closed my eyes and like shook my head and opened my eyes again, and it was still there and it kind of like smirked at me, which terrified me. And I instantly stopped crying and I went downstairs and I was like, I'm so sorry, I love you so much, Jesus save me, can we get rid of my vanity? Like we didn't, but I didn't really like look too long in it ever again.
Oh my God.
But someone told me that it was kind of like probably my like the dark side of me coming out, like
yeah. It makes me wonder because it's like, I know sometimes for me, I can intellectualize things, but sometimes I need to be shown like viscerally. I need to have a visceral experience in order for like a lesson to sink through, or for something for me to really get it. I need to have a visceral experience. And it sounds like maybe your higher self kind of showed you like, hey, if you really want to go down this path, this is what you'll look like on the inside. This is what it's like.
Which is not cute.
No.
The wrong kind of spirit animal.
So what did that experience do for you? Did it propel you towards one direction as opposed to another, or was it just a blip on the radar?
I don't remember if I was in my witchy phase then. And by witchy phase, I mean what, like uneducated witches, I guess, would be like, like, oh, like I'm gonna cast spells on people I don't like stuff like that. And it kind of like put me in check a little bit. Like, oh, you want to see some evil?
You saw something. It was real. You saw.
Yeah. You trying to see some evil, bitch? I'll show you some evil. And I'm just like, I don't like it. So, right. Like, hug your mom and stop being an asshole, basically.
Hey, that's a good fucking life lesson. I mean, shit.
Yeah.
Being an asshole and hug your mom.
Yeah. Like, sometimes you just need a demon to show itself in your mirror, you know, like normal stuff that everybody sees.
I can't really argue with that logic. I mean, sometimes you need to see a demon in order.
Face your demons, see them.
I like to make fun of mine.
Yeah. You're like, oh, you're cute.
Yeah.
If you watch Dexter, you're dark passenger.
Yeah, I used to be dramatic like that and be like, oh, back when I was emo as shit, be like, I'm so dark. When it's
I'm
like,
gonna part my hair even further to the side.
Yeah, I'm not as dark as I think.
Nah, I feel like a lot of like buoy kids, we thought we were harder than we actually were.
And a lot of us died in that pursuit.
Yeah, dude, what the fuck? Also, your story, dude. Like, I was sitting there like, bruh.
My gunshot story, yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy how the body kicks in gear. Like, okay,
Yeah.
people, you sleep wrong and your neck hurts for like a month. You get shot and you're just like running like, oh, my shoulder's wet. Like, what the hell?
I'm all wet.
Yeah, that's
The
wild.
adrenaline. It's really the shock and adrenaline. The same thing when I got my finger ripped off when I was 16.
Yeah.
Cruise ship, like I ripped it out and I didn't feel it because I was like either I ripped it out or it was going to take my whole hand. And so it's the shock and adrenaline, you know.
Yeah.
When shit push comes to shove, it's like
I forget the actual like mechanics that goes through, but it's kind of like your body recognizes when it needs to send signals to survive. And sometimes it stops those signals to survive. So that's pretty like interesting. Like when you stub your toe, your body sends you signals like, oh, that fucking hurts. But then once you're like, yeah, I know, then it stops telling you. Like it doesn't mean your foot's not hurt anymore. It just means that it's not telling you that it hurts.
yeah, the shock isn't.
Yeah. Let's see. What else do we have?
Oh, tell me about the dolls. That's I remember.
Oh, my dolls.
Yeah.
My dollies. Who
Creepy.
knows where they are now?
Really creepy in general. So any surrounding dolls is just going to be inherently weird.
Yeah, I used to have so many porcelain dolls in my room, like a whole like stand of them. I had American Girl dolls, Felicity and Samantha. And I would sleep with like the hall light on, and like one night I didn't, and the angel of all of the freaking dolls decided that its eyes were going to glow red, and I was just like, where's that coming from?
Like nothing it could have reflected off of. It was just like
that I could find, because I was just like, you know, that's pretty common, you know, like a glass surface reflects any sort of light that's coming at it, and the hall light wasn't on, and I was just like, I knew this was a bad idea. But yeah, like after that I got rid of them. They might be in my mom's attic, but I don't know. I don't think any of them are worth money or anything because, you know, they're like not in a box.
Okay, well, how old were you when this happened?
I'm trying to think of like what color my room was in my setup. I think it was 7th grade or younger, because of the way that I'm picturing my room when it happened. So like early middle school and younger. They didn't last very long in my room, clearly, but
yeah, I remember I sort of had a similar thing when I was younger. I had because I was on the swim team a lot, and I had all these like swim trophies, and so every night I had a nightlight. I had the swim figures on the trophies would just start to move, and it freaked me out every night. And it wasn't just like moving a little bit; they were like dancing hardcore. They were like moving around.
Your swim team status, like
yeah. And I just because I had a nightlight, and then my dad was like, "Oh, if you stare at anything for a long enough time, it'll start to move," and which is true, but
not that dramatic.
Yeah. Also, it creeped me out. It's hard to when you think about that stuff. It makes you wonder what was imagination and what's memory, because we know how faulty our memory can be. So it's like, fuck, did that happen? Did these things really happen? And it's like, I mean, yeah. When I ask myself that question, I say, yes, these things did happen.
Something did, and memories, I don't know, they're interesting. Like, there's studies on when like kids that went through 9/11 times, like we did.
9/11 times?
Yeah, like recounting where you were, what you were doing, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
One girl said that she could like smell smoke and like all of this like other stuff, and she was in this place, but it turns out that she wasn't in that place, and she smelled smoke because she was cooking toast and it was burning, and her mom was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah. Our memories.
But yeah, like some details have to be true, in my opinion, because you know they like freak you out so much. Like,
for example, I mean, when me and Steven were talking about when I got shot, we have our memories are slightly different. He's like, oh, I remember it this way. And I was like, I remember it this way. And then it's like, now looking at the video, I'm like, oh, okay, I can see exactly where it lined up. But yeah, our memories are interesting and faulty in a weird way.
Yeah, and everybody has their own perspective of how things happen also.
Yeah.
So you can interpret the same exact thing in thousands of different ways.
So tell me about, speaking of a weird interpretation of weird prints you saw.
The Goatman prints.
Yeah.
I believe that I was at a park with like Amanda Vanis and like around Racetrack Road, you know, where they have horses, so it makes sense that there were hoof prints.
Yeah. Also, that's where the Goatman's supposed to be.
Right. But like these hoof prints were like bipedal, like you couldn't see that it was clearly a horse. They didn't have like horseshoes. It was very much like, yeah.
It was clearly a hoof.
It was hoofy. And they were huge. Like they were like man shoe size. And it only went like a small distance. Like it was weird. Like he like hopped down and was like, okay, leaving. I don't know. But it was still weird. And we were like, I do not want to stay here.
Yeah, because at least it looked like it was bipedal as opposed to a quadruped.
Yeah.
That's scary as shit.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would be like one of the least scary stories of Goatman, but like it's interesting to have some sort of like tangible proof.
Yeah,
like, stories that go around. You're like,
Yeah, me and Steven had an experience which we're gonna film next time he's over. And Andy actually just messaged me and was like, hey, he wants to share his experience with the Goatman, which I know he has.
And compilation.
Yeah. It's and then it's funny. Elliot messaged me the other last night, a couple weeks back. It's really cool. Yeah, man, the Goatman is a very, I think, legit local legend.
Yeah, like the stories around what Governor's Bridge Road or something.
Yeah, the original story is like, well, one of them is it's an experiment from the Agricultural Research Center, Beltsville. Another, it's basically a half man, half goat wandering the railroad tracks in PG County.
Probably pissed because he's the only one and nobody wants to talk to him. You know, like maybe he just needed friends.
Yeah, you know, part of my belief with a lot of these cryptids are either man-made fucked up experiments or a type of ET fucked up experiments, because clearly weird cryptids exist. Like too many people have too many experiences. You know what I mean? So you ask yourself, what is that in a physical real world? Let's not talk about angels or demons, but like in a real world, what could it fucking be? And the only thing is like a fucked up experiment from somebody, right?
Yeah.
That's like, or a fucked up, some type of genetic thing.
Are chupacabras, do they count in that?
Yeah, they're a cryptid. I mean, any weird, non-classifiable animal.
Chupacabras.
Yeah, I know too many people in Bowie who are like, had some weird fucking thing.
Yeah, like walking in the woods and you see some like blinky red eyes, and then you're like, peacing.
Yeah, there's a video on my TikTok of I was filming something outside this door right here, and you could see two glowing eyes here. And yeah, it's on my TikTok. I'll send you a link. It's scary.
What's your TikTok?
It's Volta Machine.
I think I might follow it. I'll check.
Yeah, it's on it's on one of the links on one of the websites on Facebook or whatever.
Yeah. All the links, all the things.
Yeah, my link.
Let's see. I had the only ghost I ever saw, like legit ghost, was my neighbor that had passed away that I loved. He was this beautiful old man who had the best green thumb ever. He could grow anything. He had passed away, and then like years later, I'm just like chilling in the bay window at my mom's house, like staring into his yard, and he straight up walked across the yard and there's this big like some kind of bushy plant, and he like walked behind it, and I was like, yo, was that Mr. Marr? Like, and I waited and I kept staring because he had to come out the other side, but he never did. Because nobody would just be like standing there. I mean, I guess they're like burning their plants, but he was like kind of like, he wasn't solid. You could see color, but you could still kind of see, yeah.
Shimmer almost.
Yeah.
I believe it.
So, I mean, it wasn't scary at all. It was kind of awesome.
Yeah, I totally believe, I totally believe that, because when I was younger, the first experience I ever had with death, my godmother passed away. And within the first few nights where my parents told me she passed, I very remember being in my bed and like seeing like a shadow come in, sit on the bed. Like I felt my bed press down and sort of just sit with me for a second. And then I guess I fell asleep. And it was clearly not either my mom or my dad. It was, I wasn't afraid either. So
yeah.
Not all ghosts have to be scary.
Yeah, sometimes it takes like a comforting kind of thing. Like when songs that you associate with certain people play at a time that's really inappropriate for it to play, and you're just like, oh, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Like,
So that sort of bleeds into what I wanted to ask you next is you spoke to me a little bit about tarot. You do that?
I have a friend that's really into it. I have an app, Golden Thread Tarot, that I just like look at every day.
I do it. I mean, I'm into it.
My reading for today was actually pretty good. It was like, hold on, please hold while the reading.
It makes me want to look at mine.
The Chariot, direction, control, willpower. Talking about like willpower, self-control to achieve and accomplish what you desire, take the reins. Basically, stop sitting on your ass in quarantine and make shit happen. And I'm just like, thank you, because getting the tower every day was getting very depressing.
Yikes. I got that the Emperor.
Oh yeah. Emperor is a good one.
Control, rational thought, discipline. Blah. Yeah, tarot's cool, man. But I remember you saying that you're Christian, but you still are into like tarot and some witchy type stuff. How do you correlate all that together?
I identify as Christian. I enjoy church. I believe. I also don't believe it's the only thing. Like, don't be mad at me. I believe I like learning about other religions and spirituality and everything. As far as like crystals go, I don't necessarily believe that they each have their own like power on their own. Like I think that you have to like putting power in a thing gives it that power. Although, I mean, for so many people to say that a citrine gives you energy, like there's got to be something to that, you know?
Yeah, I think crystals have their own energy as well, but they're also conduits. So
right. Yeah. One of my friends actually got a knot out of my back with one of his.
Oh wow, I believe it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, oh sweet, thanks so much, and then he had the knot, and I was like, oh sorry, bro, you need to learn how to ground yourself.
Yeah. Rachel, she'll use put some stones on me when she'll give me a massage. It's cool.
Yeah, like I've had my chakras realigned in a session before. The guy had like a pendulum, and he would go over each one, and it's supposed to go clockwise.
Right. Yeah.
And my heart was backwards, and he fixed it.
Aww.
I was much happier. But like, I think belief is the strongest thing in
most powerful tool.
Everything else, you know?
Just bottom line, belief is the most powerful tool that we have. And that's the basis of what magic is right. The main thing, forget as above, so it's just the main thing is belief is the most powerful tool that we have in creation. And if we really
need something to believe.
Our power is sort of infinite, because if you believe something to be true, it's true.
Yeah.
sort of irrelevant what other people think. If you believe it's true to you. And that's a scary thing and a beautiful thing, but also it's kind of unnerving, our ability as humans to be able to convince ourselves of anything, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely a tool that can go either way.
Yeah, so choose for good, for something positive.
Yeah.
Too many people have a negative perception of, or I don't know if they do anymore, but I know some people used to have a negative perception of witchcraft and like Wiccan type stuff, just anything esoteric or pagan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm realizing that there's like a lot more pagan practices that are mainstream, but like cloaked in something that's not.
A lot of health food, a lot of like, a lot of it intertwines, and you have to be an adult and discern what's real, what's science, what's guesswork, you know?
Yeah. I can't say that I like the smell of sage.
Oh, I love sage. That's
what made me think of it. I was just like, oh no, and Palo Santo.
Incense?
Yeah. It's like a wood.
Yeah. The wood, right. I like it. I like that both.
Sean was saying that I don't like it because it's supposed to repel evil. I was just like, I mean, me and the cat both leave when he lights it.
Can't argue with logic. That's science.
But I think there was something that like too many white people were starting to use it. So like the people that actually
White
use
sage.
it for their ceremonies were like, hello.
Yeah, there was some environmental thing with the over harvesting of white sage or something. What was that? What was it? Yeah, they were over harvesting it.
Yeah. It's sacred to Native Americans, and so honestly, we shouldn't be touching it in the first place. It's specifically for their religious rituals. So and so there are areas where it's protected.
Mm-hmm.
People are stealing it from protected.
Yeah, they're stealing it
because it's becoming harder and harder to find. So they're just stealing it now.
Yeah, that's not.
Plant it yourself.
It's crazy.
Grow a farm of it.
Yeah. So thank you so much for sharing stories. Oh wow.
Not having it.
Yikes.
Nope. Do not boop the snoot.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jessica. This was really great.
Thank you.
Okay, and I will. I'll send you over a version before I put it out. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Cool. Thank you again so much. All right.
Thank
Bye.
you. Take care. Bye.